is Valley News Live at 10.
Some homeowners say that they were shocked to find a dramatic jump in their most recent real estate assessment notice. People seeing increases in the tens of thousands of dollars.
Many are concerned how this will go on to impact their taxes. Valley News Team's Katie Opperly explains why you might be seeing an increase and what you can do.
Horace residents have received their real estate assessments in the mail. Many, like Becky Disher, were taken back by the increase.
From last year to this year, $42,500. And that's even kind of small compared to what some other people in this area are getting.
Disher says her family originally moved to the area because of its affordability. Some people have told her they are seeing increases up to $93,500 this year alone. Many are left wondering how this sudden increase will impact their property taxes.
The letter says that an increase in the property value does not necessarily mean you're going to have an increase in your taxes, but that naturally comes next.
According to Zillow.com, some homes in the valley have already seen the impact, with more than a 100% increase in their tax assessment in recent years.
For some people, the taxes are going to price them out of their homes. There are people that within the next couple of streets that have left or have their homes for sale strictly because of the taxes.
Shane Cullen with Fargo-Moorhead Area Association Realtors explains that the demand for entry-level homes is up and the supply is not matching that demand, so the prices are going up.
Those prices are going to continue to steadily go up as long as the market value goes up. The short answer would be that they will stop going up when the home value stops appreciating.
One thing you can do is challenge your recent increases and have the assessments looked at. This will ensure that if there is an increase, it's accurate. In Horace, Katie Opperly, Valley News Live.
Colin also suggested bringing concerns to local officials. Horace has council meetings every first and third Monday of each month.
Investigators continue their search for the cause of an early Sunday morning fire at a Grand Forks apartment complex. It happened at 321 North 4th Street, leaving 20 people displaced and sending 2 people to the hospital. The fire has brought relief to some in the neighborhood, some saying the apartment complex was a known drug house. Since January of 2019, police say they've responded to this complex 200 different times.
It's not the best place in the world, yeah. But not everybody in that place was a bad person.
Lee was saved by fire crews from his unit and was later admitted to the hospital. He says he's feeling better now, but he's still grappling with the loss of family heirlooms. We have a link to Lee's GoFundMe page on our Valley News Live app.
The number of children in foster care in North Dakota is down from last year. Child and family teams meet twice as often in North Dakota than is federally required to help meet goals faster. A 2018 family-centered engagement initiative is working to help prevent circumstances that may lead to foster placement down the road. The state's foster care administrator says there isn't data yet to prove these recent changes are driving numbers down, but on average, about 100 fewer North Dakota children are in foster care today than a year ago. Now the Department of Human Services says the next missing piece may be urging more relatives to open their doors.
Kids do better with people they know, with family, with relative, with kin. And so that's the first move we make. And then, of course, we know that if that's not possible, we look for a good, loving, nurturing home to help them make that transition back to where they need to be.
State leaders say relatives don't have to be certified to care for their own family members.
Numbers are in on North Dakota oil production for the year, and estimates show the state produced more than 500 million barrels of oil in 2019, an increase of 60 million over the 2018 total. It averages to about 1.4 million per day, tens of thousands higher than the state budget forecasted.
It ranged anywhere from 2 to 5 years amongst oil companies of how long they thought it would take them at today's rig count to drill up their inventory in the core of the Bakken. So that's kind of the window that we're seeing. Now that doesn't mean we're done drilling in the Bakken. What that means is the best of the best is finished.
Helms also says no companies are looking to get out of the Bakken and that some are even looking to expand.
A lot of veterans need help when they come back home from serving. The Wounded Warriors Project is one organization that does a lot for them.
And to show his support, one man is walking from Minnesota to Florida. Zachary Winnicky caught up with him in Illinois to talk about his journey.
Jerry Meadows joined the Air Force in 1975, fulfilling a dream he'd had since he was a child. Now flash forward to 2020, and he and his oxygen tank are walking highways like the one behind me all the way to the Wounded Warriors Project headquarters in Jacksonville, Florida, to help raise money for other veterans. And though it is hard on cold days like today, he says he's not stopping until he gets there.
I really wanted to go out and walk the walk.
And that's quite literally what Jerry Meadows will be doing for almost 1,700 miles in order to raise money for the Wounded Warriors Project.
I want veterans to know that, there are still people out there that's willing to do such things in order to keep them in a positive direction.
That's a long way, which is already hard. Now adding cold weather and his oxygen tank.
It's rough. It's rough. What gets me through it is, I can think about what our veterans went through and things like that, and all of a sudden it gets a little easier.
And he has the oxygen tank for good reasons.
Went through a triple bypass and one of those grafts failed. I've got 10 cardiac stents, an enlarged heart.
So walking on the side of the highway isn't the only danger, but the tank isn't his only companion keeping him safe on the trip. His wife Virginia follows him in their 1996 Ford van with all their belongings in it. And this trip was quite a shock to her.
I think he's nuts, but that's my opinion. When he told me about it, I said, "You got to be kidding."
He is a veteran, but he's overcoming quite a few obstacles, so he's trying to spread another message as well.
I want this to be an inspiration to anybody that's suffering any type of disability. It's really not a full disability until you admit that it is.
It's not a question of if he will make it.
They got the coffee brewing now, and they're going to leave the lights on for me, and I can't disappoint them. I'm going to have to show up.
It's just a matter of when.
The goal is to get to Jacksonville by September or October. They got off to a slow start because of van issues. Now he's averaging between 10 and 14 miles a day.
Hundreds of people celebrated George Washington's birthday at the Mount Vernon estate in Virginia today. The event featured a marching drill with cannons and men firing salute rounds while patriotic music played in the background. There was a wreath-laying ceremony outside of Washington's gravesite. An actor even dressed up as George Washington himself, taking pictures with tourists throughout the day.
USS Arizona crew member and Pearl Harbor survivor Donald Stratton has died. The 97-year-old passed away in his sleep at his home in Colorado Springs over the weekend. Stratton was one of the survivors of the December 7th, 1941 attack, in which nearly 2,500 Americans died. Stratton's contribution to the U.S. as a veteran has been recognized by members of Congress and the Colorado State Legislature.
Valley News Live 10 at 10 continues with No Wait Weather.
All right, we'll go ahead and get started with the radar, which has been quite active through the Twin Cities. That snow finally exiting that area where we have reports of anywhere from 2 to 5 inches of snow through the Twin Cities this evening. Another band of light snow working its way into the FM area right now. We've had one pass through, but here comes another one. So many areas here in parts of Cass County, maybe even into western reaches of Clay County, we'll see up to around a ½ inch of snow. Isolated places, maybe even just a little bit more. And it is slippery out there. Here's a look around I-29 down towards the Victor, South Dakota area. Horizontal flakes flying, but there were none showing up on the radar we showed you moments ago. Jamestown, a little bit of flake activity, as is the case in Lake Park, but that snow shower activity we have here is heading down Highway 10, and we'll approach that area a little bit later. Rothsay, yeah, it's there now as well. So some blowing snow and some flakes causing slippery roads. Right now, very light precipitation in Fargo, 15 degrees, but it feels like 3. With those northwest winds continuing to usher in some cold air. Look at the temperature differences. We're near 10 up north, and in Fargo, 15, and we're 10 degrees warmer than that in Gwinner. Our model handling the temperatures quite well, not showing up much as the snow shower activity. That snow shower activity will be short-lived as we head to bed tonight. It will shift to the south and east with those northwest winds continuing to blow overnight at 5 to 15 miles per hour. Rise and shine temperatures will be the most brisk on a line from the Devil's Lake Basin through Fargo and into Lakes Country. Anywhere north and east of that has a shot at starting out the day below 0. The rest of us only in the single digits, with a passing snow shower not out of the question for southern counties. As we go through the first half of the day, you're going to notice something. That wind really picks up. Northwest winds 15 to 25 miles per hour with a few gusts higher than that into the afternoon. We will warm up but it's only going to be modest warming. And then as we head into the evening hours, the coldest core of Arctic air begins its southward descent through the Red River Valley. So your planner for Fargo, temperatures near zero to start the day. The wind increases from the northwest, and by the mid-morning hours, it will be shuffling along at around 15 to 25 miles per hour. In the afternoon, gusting to over 30 miles per hour. Temperatures stuck in the single digits with wind chills close to 20 below throughout the afternoon with winds that strong. Then in the evening, watch what happens. Whew, those temperatures, they head on the other side of zero, and it looks unbalmy for sure. Here is your travel home forecast on the areas north of Highway 2. It looks like we'll have some sub-zero readings there for your afternoon drive. The rest of us only in those single digits above zero. Deer trying to gather a little bit of a snack before the next wave of cold weather. Barbie, thank you for sharing your photo with us at Valley News Live. A couple of highlights. We're going to go over something here in the long-range forecast, but it's cold Wednesday morning, as we just said. Then on Wednesday, most areas up north will stay below zero all day. In Fargo, we cracked the 0-degree mark. A cold day, though, with wind chilly conditions. Still cold Thursday morning, but then the warming trend takes hold. This is a dandy of a warming trend taking us into your weekend ahead. We're dry. We'll see sun and temperatures near 40 on Saturday. And on Sunday and into Monday, a little bit of transition happens, particularly on Monday itself, when we'll start to see the onset of some snow showers here in the area. Now, it's what happens on Tuesday and Wednesday. Models for 3 days now have been advertising a storm system rolling out of the Rockies and impacting our weather here. So we're nice through the weekend, then here it comes, bringing a combination of wind and accumulating snow to the central plains for sure, and possibly us here in the northern plains. There will be some adjustments to the track of this, but again, Tuesday and into Wednesday, some significant wintry weather is likely here in our region, and we will keep you up to date with the very latest because it certainly could impact our viewing area.
Sure could. Thank you.
You bet.
Later.